Hello guys, how's it going? Alex the Grandpa here. I hope you're well. Today we got a T5 transporter in and I'm going to be doing front brake pads. So just decided to do a quick video for you in case you haven't done yours yet or you have to do them. So I'm not using the car lift as you can see because now most of the people haven't got one. So I decided to do it on the floor. So what I usually do is I push the cylinder in while it's there with a screwdriver first. That'll help me getting it off of there so it's not going to be too tight and it shows you if it's seized or not. You'll have to take a couple of covers off here to get to the bolts, 2 bolts that hold the caliper on there. But first you'll have to get the spring off of there. It's nice and easy. Just need a flat blade screwdriver and hold it so it doesn't go in your face. So just push it off and they'll just come off. So get the covers off. It's 2 plastic covers and I'm pretty sure it's Allen key behind there. So Allen key number 7. Undo both of them, top and bottom. Once they're undone, just get the caliper off. The inner pad will be stuck in the cylinder, so we can rest the caliper. Don't just let it hang, just rest the caliper on there because you don't want to damage the hose. And get the pads out, and as you can see, bloody hell, there's nothing left there. Look at that, that's right on the limit. I'm surprised it hasn't damaged the disc. Now at this stage, if you're only doing the pads, you're gonna clean all of this up where the pad's sliding to make sure they're nice and free with either wire brush, you got a file, or you can use sandpaper. So just scrape it all off, all the rust, all the build-up. Make sure it's nice and clean on there. So the new pad is going to go on there, they're going to slide free on there, and also you're going to use copper grease on there as well. And obviously you'll have to push the piston in on the caliper using some water pump pliers or something similar because it might be a bit tight. And this is the stage where the brake fluid is going to go up there and you need to keep an eye so it doesn't just leak out everywhere. Now if you're replacing this as well, you're going to need Allen key 6 to remove the screw that holds the disc on the hub. And you're also going to need to remove the, obviously, pads carrier, the caliper carrier. There's 2 21mm bolts at the back here. You're going to need to undo them and the whole carrier will just slide off of there and then you'll be able to remove the discs. But in my case, I'm leaving the discs on because I'm only doing the pads. Now the next step, like I said, water pump, pliers. I'm going to put link in the description below as well. So just grab it on there, make sure you're free of pipe and squeeze the piston back in. Once you push that back in, now guys, I did have the wrong pads, unfortunately. This is the correct part number for this disc, but the other part number might be correct for you. If you got bigger discs, it depends, like I said, there's 5 or 6 different types. Now I've got the right pads here. Obviously the best way to check is get the old one, get the new one, put them together, and you can see that's exactly the same pad. So like I said, we've got new pads now. I've cleaned everything up here, so there's no corrosion anymore. So they just go back in properly, sliding in there how they're supposed to. The same with the inner one, so that's all good. The inner one will have to be pushed into the cylinder to locate with them bits, but a bit of grease around them as well, and grease around these corners. And then we're ready to install everything back on. So I got the grease on there. This will have to come off, the sticker. That will stick to the caliper afterwards. So put it on there. Let's locate it correctly, and the same, already got grease on this one, the arrow pointing correct way, so push it in the cylinder. Perfect. And now put it on there, and you'll see once it's in place, the pad will stick to the caliper anyway. Don't forget, obviously, make sure that the hose is straight, that it's not bent anywhere. So once you've done them up and torqued them up, torque will be in the description below. Put the caps back on to avoid any dust. And obviously don't forget to put your spring on there. Using a flat blade, or you can just do it with your hands. Usually on these ones, they're not too tight. So just push it on there and it will clip in. You might have to give it a little tap. But that's on there, that's spot on. Obviously make sure this is nice and free, that everything's done up, the brake hose in place, and that's pretty much it, guys. So once you've done the spring, obviously put the covers on, everything's done up, make sure it's all torqued up, have a look at the brake hose, that it's all spot on there. Like I said, we've got new pads. If you've done the discs, it's very similar. I explain you how to do this as well, so I hope you listened. And like I said, after this, don't forget to check your brake fluid level, make sure you got enough in there, obviously once you've done the other side as well. Before driving, please pump your brakes with the car running and make sure it goes all hard, because obviously we push the cylinders in, they need to come out again before they start operating, so pump the brakes, that should be all fine. And when you're driving with new pads, and especially if you put new discs as well, there is a process called bedding, and that will take a while, so the brakes ain't going to be spot on straight away. You'll see they improve as the obviously pads and discs bed in. So drive slowly for a bit, use your brakes, and you'll see you're going to improve and get better. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave us a comment, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Have a good day. Bye.